Oh, Red.
Oh, really? Oh, awful. I'm stinking.
Oh, it suits you. Oh, darling, you look heavenly tonight.
I'm almost drunk enough to believe it.
Isn't it terrible? It's not true. But that tourist and the taxi man is not true, darling. Can you believe it?
Oh, God, and I've been dining out on that story for weeks. What a shame. Any more news from me, Moya?
Nothing much. Suppose you've heard I'm flying over home next week.
Are you, Moya? Mind you wrap up well.
Here's somebody who's been trying to say hello to you all the evening.
Arthur! Oh, Arthur! Lovely Arthur. This was my first love. Oh, Arthur, how are you? What have you been doing? I haven't seen you for age.
My dear, haven't you heard? He's cleaning windows in Manchester. He's gone dreary on us.
Oh, I don't believe it. Arthur could never go dreary. He's a heavenly man. Arthur and I very nearly got married once.
Well, it's just as well you didn't, darling, or you would be cleaning windows as well. You stick to David, darling. He's much more your mark.
Well, I don't see why it should be so dreary to clean windows. I should think it might be rather gay.
No.
I think it might give one a new insight into human nature.
I don't clean them myself, you know. I just run the business. That's a funny thing. I like them too.
Oh, you see, he's not at all like the old Arthur we used to know.
The young Arthur you used to know.
You see, he keeps on saying things like that. I tell you, he's gone dreary on us. Oh, isn't it awful how all our old friends have gone dreary on us? Either that or they're dying. Just as well for you and Joan. You two, anyway, will always be here.
Suppose we go next door and get some food.
Good idea. I'm starving.
Well, I've eaten 2 suppers already. I don't think even I can manage a third.
I'm not hungry either.
Come along, David. It's very good for one to eat at this time of night. It makes one feel much better in the morning.
Don't you think it's funny to think how very nearly married Arthur, John?
Not particularly.
I think it's funny.
Well, Arthur, how are you enjoying the party?
I'm hating it like hell.
Why?
I think it's obscene to see a lot of middle-aged men and women behaving like children of a small treat. It's the bright young people all over again. Only they never were bright, and now they're not even young.
I don't think one should ever grudge people what form of escape they choose, however childish it is.
It may be wise to try to escape from the world as it is at the moment. It isn't exactly brave.
And who wants to be brave anyway? I'm quite happy to run away from the world.
Until the world catches you up by blowing you to pieces in the next war.
Yes, or by making me slip in the street on a banana skin. I can't see much difference.
The banana skin wouldn't be there if someone had picked it up first. And the next war wouldn't be there if people took the trouble to prevent it.
I hope they do prevent it. I should be very grateful.
We had our chance to do it after the last war. We all ran away instead. The awful thing is that we're still running away. I didn't realize that so much until tonight.
You're not running away, Arthur. You're cleaning windows.
I'm cleaning windows.
I would imagine you have to face life pretty squarely to clean windows for a living. Oh, it's terrible how so many of the old crowd have gone settled into the common rut of dreary life like you.
The majority, thank God. People like you and David and Joan and the rest of this awful crowd here tonight are as dated as hell. I suppose you realise that.
Well, of course we do. That's what makes it all the more fun.
Don't you ever get bored with all of this?
Only very rarely.
Look here. Why don't you come and work for me? Seriously, why don't you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were having your little joke.
No, really. I need someone to help me, and I'd like to have you.
How much would you pay me?
Let's say £5 a week.
How furious you'd be if I accepted your offer.
I'd be surprised, but I'd be delighted. Of course, you realise you'll have to live in Manchester, though, don't you?
Now you're obviously regretting your decision and you're trying to back off.
No, it's a genuine offer. Would you like to take it?
Let's see. £5 a week and Manchester. No, thanks.
Well, I'll make it £6 a week.
But it's still Manchester. My God, I must be stinking. Me? Cleaning windows in Manchester? How dare you?
It's a genuine offer. You can take it whenever you want.
John, I've got to tell you, it'll kill you.
No, it's got to be good after this.
I just heard Moya trying to get Lawrence to snip a little bit of her uppies, and he said he didn't want to in case it was habit forming, and she said to him, habit forming, my dear? What nonsense! Look at me! I've been doing it for 14 years! It's true, really, I heard it. Oh, damn you both for not thinking it's funny. God, I'm tired.
Why don't you stay here and be quiet for a bit?
I can't. I've got to keep going. This room's like an oven. If you could bear the thought. So sorry.
Not at all.
If you could bear the thought, I think there's some food next door.
Thanks. That's a bit delightful.
Can you beat that? Picky Mandarin's boyfriend and that Perry girl. I wait till I tell Moya. It'll kill her.
My God, how Jonah's changed.
You really were in love with her once, weren't you?
Why does Joan behave like this? She used not to.
It's become a bit of a habit, like Moya's uppies.
Why did she start that habit?
To please David.
Heresy.
Oh, you don't, but let's leave it. Come on, I'm going next door in case I'm missing anything. Hello, Peter.
Is David in the dining room?
Yes, I think so.
I don't want to be there myself. Would you mind awfully telling him I'd like to see him for a moment?
No, of course not, if I can drag him away from his guests. Are you coming, Arthur?
Hell yes, I suppose so.
Hello! You want to speak to me?
Yes, I do. I won't keep you a minute. I just want to tell you that I'm leaving this flat tonight. I'm going to stay with a friend of mine. I'm getting out tonight.
Peter, I can't let you do that.
Don't worry. I'll be all right.
I have to worry. Ever since your mother's death, I've been more or less responsible for you. How are you going to live?
I'll get myself a decent job. And my God, I'll be glad to be out of this flat.
You must have some money to live on till you can find a job.
You can keep your filthy money. I don't need it. I never want to see you or to speak to you again. As long as I live. Or Helen.
Peter, I'm so sorry.
Damn you! Don't feel sorry for me. I'm not sorry for myself. I'm glad this has happened. I've learned a hell of a lot. You see, I believe in a few things. Things you don't believe in. Oh, I know I'm a bore. That's the word, isn't it? According to you and John and Helen. Well, I'm still a bore. And I'm going to go on being a bore. And if Helen would rather lead your sort of life, then I wish her luck. I can only thank God I found out about her in time.
Peter, aren't you being rather ungrown up about this? I'm sure you'll get over it. I know how you feel at the moment.
Oh, do you? Goodbye.
Peter, where can I find you?
You can't find me.
Peter, don't stop me helping you until you can get a job.
I'm going, David. Thank you for a most delightful evening. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed myself.
I've just been talking to Peter.
Oh. Was it very difficult?
There wasn't anything I could say.
Poor David.
Poor Peter is what you ought to have said, isn't it?
No. We've got to forget
about Peter?
I wish to God I could. This afternoon I only thought of Peter as a vague, abstract problem that could easily be solved. I didn't think of him somehow as an unhappy little boy.
Shut up, David. Come and kiss me.
Helen, what have you got me into?
Cheer up. The worst is over. We've told them both.
One of them, anyway, has taken it marvellously.
She's taken it a bit too marvellously. I'm rather hurt.
You haven't talked to her yet, have you?
I haven't had a chance. She's been too busy being the life and soul of the party. I can't get near her.
Darling, you are going to stay friends with her, aren't you? After we're married.
Of course. I'd hate it if I was never going to see her again. But it's not Joan I'm worried about.
I've told you we're not to think about Peter.